America has two major professional basketball leagues, the WNBA and the NBA. Most people associate the two as a women's league and a men's league, but what if I told you that's not exactly the case? Yes, the WNBA is a league made strictly for women, but the NBA is a league comprised of the best players in the world regardless of gender. You may ask, who cares if they allow anyone to join? This will never happen, since the overall product of the NBA is obviously superior. Well, what if I told you that this has already happened? Ann Meyers may not be a household name, but she could very well be the best women's player of all time, and holds a spot as the only women's player to land a spot on an NBA team. Well, how did this happen? How good was she? Was this a fluke? Well, let me answer that. Welcome to NBA Files. Ann was born into a ridiculously athletic family, being the sixth kid smack dab in the middle of the 11 kids that Bob Myers and Patricia Myers had. They were all ridiculously competitive to stand out athletically, and multiple people in the family were very successful in their respective athletic careers. Her father Bob was a guard at Marquette University, then moved on to play for a professional team in Milwaukee, the Shooting Stars. Her older brother Dave saw even more success. After an All-American run at UCLA, he was selected second overall by the Lakers before being traded for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Safe to say that basketball ran in the blood. Ann really grew up battling against the boys. On top of her family pushing with some of the top male talent in the country every single day, her parents pushed for her to play on the boys' teams throughout her years prior to high school. When high school finally came around, it was clear that she was the best player they had to offer. She played for two schools throughout the 4 years, won MVPs every single year, and state chips to match. After her senior year, she saw her first of many firsts. She received the honor of being the first high school player to ever join the U.S. national team, where she received a silver medal. After proving she could hang with the pros that she had no business competing with, she decided to break through another barrier, becoming the first woman to receive a basketball scholarship to UCLA, and a full ride at that. Her run in college is really where all the fun begins. Myers was the clear best player on the team by a mile the second she showed up, and quickly grabbed the throne as the best player in the country. She ended up averaging 17.4 a game in her college run, and led UCLA in all major stats for all 4 years. Out of the 13 school records that were recorded at the time, Ann held 12 of them. By the time she graduated, she became the first player in school history to record a quadruple double with 20 points, 14 rebounds, 10 assists, and 10 steals. She could do it all better than everybody. After graduating from UCLA, Ann of course wanted to turn her ridiculous talents into a career. With the WNBA not being established until 1997, it wasn't so easy for women to make this a job. At the time, the newly born Women's Pro Basketball League was really her only option. The league only lasted a few years and lost millions of dollars, but they did offer an opportunity for her to continue her career. The only problem with this team, however, is that she would be forfeiting her eligibility to play on Team USA since they did not allow professionals. She took a year off just to play for her country, and she actually grew incredibly unhappy. This was all until she received one call that would change it forever. The Indiana Pacers were holding a tryout and reached out to Ann directly to see if she wanted to come and try out. Ann decided that this was the time to push her skills to the absolute limit. Against what her friends, family, coaches, and teammates told her, she decided to make a push for the NBA. She landed a spot at a tryout for the Indiana Pacers amongst some serious talent. I mean, there's NBA vets here pushing for one last contract, and young guys trying to catch their break in the league. And in the middle of all of it was a 5'9", 135-pound woman. Throughout all of this, Ann fully believed she belonged, stating, "I grew up playing against boys my whole life, so this was nothing new for me." Well, that appeared to be true. Coach Bobby Leonard stated after the first day of cuts that this is no publicity stunt. She's good, better than a lot of them. After the first round of cuts, the Pacers believed in her enough to give her a $50,000 guaranteed contract with the team. This did not guarantee that she would play on the roster, but she would be guaranteed a spot as a broadcaster if it fell through. After a few days of tryouts and practices with the team, Ann was eventually cut from the roster. Although she never touched an NBA floor, she was actually a part of the team for a brief period of time. Ann Meyers put together a very lengthy and successful career as a sportscaster for major stations like ESPN, NBC, and CBS, and is ultimately recognized as a pioneer and an all-time great for what she's done for the sport. In 1993, she received the ultimate achievement and cemented her face in basketball history as she was inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame. I want to thank you guys for sticking to the end of this video. If you enjoyed, make sure you smash that like button, smash that sub button. Also, I'm going to start streaming on Twitch if you're interested in talking to me and seeing what I look like, so I'll pin the link in the comments below. Alright, that's all folks, see you next time.